Before he became a YouTube renegade, Kibe was one of Kenya's most recognizable radio voices. Charismatic, raw, and real, he spoke what many only whispered.
We are under pressure, all of us. Menje, a dog is going to behave like its owner. If you see a very angry dog or aggressive dog, it's because the owner is aggressive. The dog behaves like the owner.
At Kiss FM, he was a symbol of masculine confidence, giving bro code a platform in a world shifting towards sensitivity. But fame has a way of testing conviction. When the cameras turned off and the microphones went cold, a new Kibe was born online, one no longer bound by rules, filters, or corporate control. Freedom gave him power, but it also exposed him. But today, we ask, who is Andrew Kibe beneath the rant? Is he a prophet of truth or a provocateur drowning in contradiction? Welcome to the Hype Tribunal. Your verdict, redemption or reputation? Andrew Kibe's story didn't begin in outrage, it began in the booth. He was once the polished radio voice, the confident host, the man many in Nairobi recognized by sound alone. At Kiss FM, he mastered the art of masculine banter, the unapologetic worldview, the sharp-tongued take on relationships, society, and morality.
Kama sahi, I remember, uko nyumbani kwetu, and I know in many family households, people have lived like this. Sisi hatuko najua rent na lipoaje. Hatuko najua buda ako na issue na nani na landlord. Hata mimi siwezi penda watu wangu wajue nini, wajue hiyo story unashika.
He didn't charm with meekness, he owned the air. He challenged listeners on marriage, betrayal, and the burdens men carry. In a media landscape thirsty for voices unafraid to offend, Kibe stood tall. But shifts always begin in whispers. The man who once existed within corporate guardrails started pushing, resisting editors, dodging censorship, testing boundaries. He left the safety of radio for the wilds of social media, where control is illusory and outrage is currency. It was a gamble, but Kibe wasn't playing safe. In the digital frontier, Kibe's brand exploded, but so did the backlash.
Mtu amesema tuchape kabaha moja tu, kamoja. Kameingia? Sorry.
In September 2023, Google's Dorothy Uko confirmed that Kibe's channel was terminated, not over a single video, but due to repeated violations and allegedly for channel circumvention after prior restrictions. Kibe publicly demanded transparency in the process, arguing that a creator with thousands of videos shouldn't vanish overnight without documented warning. YouTube, however, claimed the restrictions were valid and asserted that his actions violated its terms of service. So, Kibe announced that he was looking for a lawyer to help him sue YouTube for terminating his channel. Later, Director Trevor would advise Kibe to use his intelligence to explore better ways to make money beyond YouTube that looked like banter. According to Trevor, it was difficult to sue YouTube while in Kenya. Before the channel shut down, Kibe had run into financial trouble. He was sued over failure to repay a 2.5 million Kenyan shilling loan. What many saw as braggadocio had real-world consequences: lawsuits, auctioneers, reputational risk, and public scrutiny. In June 2020, while still a radio personality, Kibe was arrested after a confrontation with police in Hurlingham. He claimed they attempted to arrest him without cause. He responded with forceful words, was detained, and later walked free after a fine of 10,000 shillings.
Tell us what is the crime? Tell us what the crime is.
We are talking with him nicely. Oh, madam. Let me talk to him. I was talking to him.
The viral video of him berating officers became a meme, reinforcing both his bravado and the dangers of antagonizing authority. In early 2025, Kibe appeared on a cooking show with influencer Boina, where his behavior crossed a line for many viewers. He made blatant sexual comparisons. He asked who was more loaded, body-wise, remarking on physical appearance inappropriately.
So this is the meal you would bring to me after being in the kitchen for 1 hour.
I will never find myself in your kitchen, but unless as an uncle.
Let's keep fighting it. Let's keep fighting.
Uncle.
Wengi wamefight ka wewe. Strong.
Unajua boyfriend ana watch.
Yeah, you need a loose fukusui somewhere who chases after you everywhere.
But
Viewers called the moment cringeworthy, unprofessional, and harassment, disguised as banter. Though some defended it as raw honesty, many saw it as a red flag, an example of entitlement lurking under the pretense of speaking truth. In 2025, Director Trevor exposed private messages allegedly from Kibe, where Kibe requested collaboration, asking for help with ideas. The exposure revealed vulnerability, a contrast to the swagger he projects publicly, and opened questions about authenticity. Trevor's public message was, Kibe is in my DM asking for help, saying he has an idea.
Hata Trevor huyu mzee ni mjinga, amekaa chini na demu wake mpya. Ati Kibe anataka Trevor amsaidie. Your woman cannot handle your war. Keep them out of your wars. Focus on whatever it is that you are good at by yourself. Ati naomba anataka nimsaidie.
Critics argued that the meek ask behind closed doors hinted at insecurity. Supporters claimed it was just networking. Either way, it added texture. The man behind the mic reaches out in shadows. Kibe's public persona is loud, but his internal landscape, his regrets, his fractures are quieter. In recent years, he revealed that he once dabbled in church business, not as a preacher, but as a partner. He claimed to have invested in church operations, publications, infrastructure, building along with pastoral partners, until the numbers collapsed. He says he lost more than money. He lost faith. He alleges that at one point, his businesses were failing, auctioneers hounded him, and the church venture he believed in turned into debt and disillusionment. He says church is like any other business. Pay your bills, get a nice place, make the offer, only to admit that when profit fell, the foundation cracked. Ultimately, he says, he went broke in the church business, his marriage crumbled, and he walked away, disenchanted.
you've never been a pastor?
I've never been a pastor. I've never been a gym instructor. But there's one day, the pastor who I was my buddy, alikuwa amelewa kiasi. So angeweza kufanya funeral fulani. So huyu pastor alikuwa ni best yangu, ameenda kalewa. Haizi fanya funeral. Funeral ni akatoi kama dead. So wakanipigia simu kaniambia, we can't find the pastor and we need to do the funeral. Nikavaa suti.
In 2024, Kibe publicly spoke about having walked away from serious relationships. He said that intimate entanglements cost him everything. I almost lost my mind. If you lose your mind, you lose everything. He described a past filled with excess lingula, casual intimacy that, in his view, led to emotional and spiritual erosion. He admitted he never wanted to commit until the vibe is perfect, and claimed he was better at being non-committal.
Married man. Unajua sasa ukiwa single, kwa gari kama kwa nyumba hakuna difference. Unaweza ingia anywhere. You can sit in the car or you can go to the house. As long as you're a single man, you're free. And I'm not advocating that you get out of your marriages. But many of you who are in marriages probably can't stand my guts.
These admissions reveal a man wrestling with contradictions, the image of confidence, the confession of regret. In recent years, a subculture has crept into male identity discourse, broism. It borrows the language of ancient philosophy, self-control, mental toughness, emotional discipline, and weaponizes them. Where Stoicism taught reason, humility, and compassion, broism preaches detachment, dominance, and control. Under broism, emotions become weaknesses, compassion becomes soft, asking questions is liable to suspicion. Women become distractions, conquest becomes virtue. Kibe, in many of his rants, echoes this grammar. He criticizes women who demand attention, he frames relationships as risks, he speaks with disdain for softness. In the Boina segment, for example, his objectifying remarks, under the guise of banter, illustrated how broism scripts women as tests, not equals. He claims to serve truth, but oftentimes that truth is delivered with contempt, a signature of broism. True stoicism builds inner strength through reason, empathy, and reflection. Broism builds walls between men and women, between men themselves, and even within one's own self. What looks like discipline is often self-imposed emotional isolation. It's an ideology of suppression dressed in masculine pride. And in Kibe's world, that suppression is performance. So here he stands, Kibe the fearless, Kibe the flawed, Kibe the consumer of his own myth. His reputation is loud, his redemption still untold. We ask, 1. Can a voice built on contention ever speak healing? 2. Does his anger conceal heartbreak? 3. Is his truth, at times toxic, part of a deeper broken man trying to shout himself whole? Behind the bravado lies a fracture. A man who once trusted in the church fell into its trap. A man who preached unyielding masculinity may now be bound by it. He has said he doesn't believe anymore, or at least doesn't commit to belief. He claims neutrality. I am not an atheist, I just have no evidence. But neutrality when your voice is loud is still a stance. His reputation walks tall, but redemption, that's the quieter path. Andrew Kibe is an enigma. He brands his anger as clarity. He wields controversy as authority. He rejects belief, yet speaks in moral absolutism. So here's your verdict, not mine. Is Andrew Kibe a truth-teller rising from pain? Or a toxic influencer hiding behind performance? He may not give you comfort, but maybe, just maybe, he gives you the mirror. This is the Hype Tribunal. Your voice completes the sentence. Redemption or reputation. If you believe in bold storytelling, subscribe. Drop your verdict below.